once in a while, in the course of hundreds of games that we all coach, you coach, we watch, there's a box score that just defies numbers. I mean, you hardly ever lose when you out-rebound, make fewer turnovers. I mean, if you look at the points in the paint, points off turnovers, second chance points, fast break points, you know, you look at that, you win the game. But the question I'm getting to is 28 points by Kevin Foster.
Yeah.
It's like that. He won the game.
No doubt. You know, he played like a senior going down the stretch, and he was going to take those shots. And for a lot of people, those are bad shots, but for him, it's a rhythm thing, and you just don't slip on a banana peel and score 2,300 points in your career. He's the best scorer we faced all year. There's no doubt about it. Trey Burke's a very good league guard, maybe the best player in the country, but in terms about a guy playing the two and being able to put the ball in the basket, he's the best we faced all year.
Matt, when you just kind of look back on this season, obviously you see the way Ronnie played tonight. You saw some of the games AJ had. You saw some of the games Raphael had. You got Tyrone back. Do you feel like you're pretty close in this offseason? If so, what has to change to, I guess, kind of turn this around from this?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. I mean, each guy's got to, make their improvements. We have to be more consistent in our decision making, and we have to have more skill. Once again, we're 1 for 11 from 3, and you got to be able just to simply make an open shot, especially when you have a couple post players. And you didn't throw in, Sandy Marchuch, who I thought was great the last month of the season. I thought he had energy. I thought he played hard. Just did a great job for us. But it's a normal process when you have a younger team. You get a lot of guys' experience. You hope as you continue to grow as a group, you can make more winning plays. I thought tonight Santa Clara made more winning plays than us, even though the numbers, show that we did some good things. I just thought they were a little bit quicker to the basketball than we were.
Coach, Santa Clara, I think they went on like a 26-12 run over the second half.
Yeah.
Were they just making shots, or what did you see for the reasons for that?
Well, I thought they stole our joy a little bit, stole our spirit, however you want to phrase it, the start of the second half. We have struggled at the beginning of the second half all year. I don't know what it is. Obviously, as a coach, if you do, you try to get it fixed. And we just got lethargic. But I thought it was also because they made plays. Kevin Foster, I thought in the first half just missed. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're like, hey, he's 2 for 10. We've stopped him. I didn't believe that. I thought Kevin Foster just simply missed. He got his head up. He got into a rhythm. We had some breakdown. We left Cal's a couple times when we were trying to stay with him. They had too much dribble penetration, and then they were going to simply outscore us. If you look at the score, 86-83, that's what it came down to. They really didn't stop us. We really didn't stop them. They just made a couple more offensive plays.
Coach, Raphael led the team with 9 rebounds, but he was held scoreless the entire game. Does that contribute to the loss, or is that kind of a moot point when you've got Ronnie and Tyrone putting up the numbers like they did?
Well, he had a couple opportunities there. The thing that I really strive for is to get guys to take good shots. I thought Raphael had a couple of rhythm 15-footers. He had that shot late in the game at the basket that he normally makes. And so it just didn't go down. But he took good shots, and he gave a good effort. So a lot of times you look at the box score and you try to gauge the game, when in reality, we have to do a better job defensively. We just can't allow someone to get 28 points. Even though his last 4 or 5 baskets were tough baskets, you still can't let it happen. And we got to do a better job on the other end of the court.
You didn't go into the offseason with a win, but the way they played the last 2 minutes, that kind of make a little bit of a statement about what the program can be about.
Well, we also got a couple calls too, and so we were able to feed off that a little bit. And that's what happens when you play at home. You get a couple calls, the breaks go your way, and our guys were able to make some plays and stay with it. And I don't know if it helps you going into the off season at all, because you still lost the game. But we can't get in that position. The 26-12 run that you just mentioned. You're at home. You just can't let that happen. Now we're fighting the whole time to come back. We had to be able to get the lead and try to get them to fight back, and we were never able to do that.
Matt, Kerry Keening, who's talked about, he said thanking you for for fighting, for playing in this tournament, and especially for the effort you guys showed. Just what does that mean to you when you were talking about the decision of playing in this tournament to get compliments like that from him?
Well, he's a good guy, and they've done a good job there, and they've stayed with it. They're in a really good conference. Obviously, we played St. Mary's last year, and what Gonzaga's done here the past 20 years speaks for itself. And BYU is as toughest team as you're going to face in the country, year in and year out. Dave's a very good coach, and they have some older, disciplined guys that makes it tough to play against them. So these guys, they're battle tested. They've won a lot against a lot of people. They have 4 1,000-point scorers. Rarely ever do you face a team that has that, and one of them's a 2,000-point scorer. So for us to play in this tournament, I felt just like everybody else felt that is playing this tournament who's been in the NCAA tournament. We went to 6 straight NCAA tournaments. This isn't where you want to be, but it's also life. Sometimes in life, you're not exactly where you want to be. Make the most of it. Do what's best for your program, do what's best for your players, even if they might not agree with it. A lot of people don't realize what we've been through here, especially as a young group. You come for summer school, you practice for 10 days, you go to Italy. It makes for a really long year. And I wanted our guys to continue to fight, because I thought at times during the season we didn't have the fight necessary to beat people in our league. And there's one thing if the ball doesn't go in, or maybe you're not quite talented enough, but you should keep fighting people. Even when we got against our rival a couple times, I didn't think we had the necessary fight. And so when I had to make my decision at the end, I thought this was the best thing to do is play. And I still feel that way, because I'm not going to give into it. And sometimes it's a byproduct of youth, because it gets hard. It's really hard being good. And it takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of togetherness. And we gotta learn from this and go through the process, and hopefully be in a better position next year at this time. Thanks.